Hey everybody, it's Gabby with me, bringing in a discussion of whatever I want to talk about in the morning. From what I've read from the tweetings and messages of Kelly Trunchbull and Brian Azzarello, creator of Batman Damned and a lot of Constantine stuff, things aren't really good right now for unique storytelling. Ugh. From what Brian says, like, a lot of the editorial doesn't really want you to be as much you as possible. Do something unique, It's gotten so homogenized. Like, I like a lot of DC Comics books, but a lot of them do feel pretty samey. Like, hell, I'm kind of amazed that in Absolute Power they said the R word involving sexual assault with, like, Amanda Waller's origin. Yeah. Like, that was real for once. Ooh. Yeah, and it's like Kelly Turnbull mentions, like, main characters, like in a lot of TV shows, they're barely ever allowed to, like, show real personality. Like, she worked on Ben 10, and like I think I know what she's really talking about there. Like, especially like in the later seasons of Ben 10, heroes are not allowed to show negative emotion, not allowed to show flaws. And, it ends up with the bad guys having the much more interesting personalities. And more often than not, bad guys end up becoming, like, good guys in the end. And oft times their personalities just do a complete 180. Admittedly, and I'm just once again going back to Ben 10, Kevin Levin. Yeah, Kevin 11. Like, I like Alien Force season 1 and 2, but his heel face turn comes out of nowhere, and he's barely anything like he was in the original series. That was weird. That was weird. Yeah. Yeah. It's like Magneto becoming an anti-hero. That made sense because, like, a lot of what he did, you know, was pretty much justified as a Holocaust like, survivor and, you know, like, living mutant. But then you got stuff like, I don't know, like Black Adam. Like, that dude was like a villain for 90% of his publication, and then, like, in the 80s and 90s, he said, "Oh, yep, he's an anti-hero now. Yep, completely forget that he ran a country where he would execute people. I will not forget DC Comics. Send him to jail." But seriously, 90% of anti-heroes are just super villains that become popular. Case in point, the Punisher, Ugh. Punisher should be a villain. Like, stop trying to justify his behavior. And it's like, that one comic where it's like, I don't like it that cops use my logo. Who cares what you think? You're a serial killer. You don't really get to play morals now, dude. Maybe if you didn't kill people. Uh, uh, uh. Yeah, like, the subject of Marvel, it's like Miles Morales Spider Man trumps, like, the Amazing Spider Man, because Miles, that actually, like, first arc, talks about, like, actual black issues of how important it is for black kids to have, like, black role models and everything. That's something real. And then later, dealing with his PTSD, going to therapy, that's real things, real uncomfortable things. How he's pushing people away, showing real flaws, and, like, in The Amazing Spider-Man, it's just that Peter's miserable, blah 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 blah. Yeah, it the Amazing Spider-Man, it doesn't feel like it's coming from a place from Zeb Wells' reality. It's coming from a place what Zeb Wells thinks should happen commercially with Spider-Man. It's random rogue attacks, random addition to the story arc, rinse, repeat. And Spider-Man working on an engine instead of being a photographer, which was what he did best. Or, yeah. Yeah, sorry, Parker Industries fans, but I was kind of a bigger fan when he was a newsman. Yeah. Character. And then with DC Comics, let's talk about the big one they're really afraid of giving personality to, John Kent. Like, after they aged him up for Legion of Superheroes and that run finished, no one knew what to do with the kid. Tom Taylor did the best he could by, like, having him be bi and, like, a leftist, that's something, but it's not really anything personal. Like, it's, like, it feels like we're on the side of it, Like, how do we relate? Like, he could be relatable. There was this part where he was almost going to go to school, but then he just didn't. His secret identity got blown away, and it's like, ha ha, that happened. It's like, After that, it's like he's in the background. John Kent is just in the background. Superman's token bisexual son who only exists to help out and babysit the super twins. Could be done more. Could be used more. And the less said about how, like, Kong Kanan is, like, basically trapped with the super family. That's to say. Also, once again, kind of tokenism. And I actually love Kong Kanan as a character. He's the magical dickhead Superman. It's great. This one was a little bit rambly, but I still feel it brings it to the main focus, like, of just characters not being the best characters they could be generally. That's what it's going to be called. Characters not being the best characters they can be. Yeah. 8 minutes. If you stayed until this long, you're having breakfast. Either way, I hope you have a morning.